Yokoso, konnichiwa, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the 2016 ITTF Super Series World Tour event, the Japan Open. I'm Adam Vabro, your commentator, and that is ZHANG, the most decorated and celebrated player in the game today, defending Olympic champion, the gold medalist from 2012. He's completed the Grand Slam already once in his career and is one Olympics away from a double Grand Slam. And there's the up-and-coming future of Chinese table tennis, Zhendong, world rank number 2. The star of this tournament so far with the shot yesterday that's gone viral. It's been less than 24 hours and over 500,000 views on Facebook. And our head umpire is Han Yip from Singapore. And our assistant umpire from Japan, Tomoko Fukuda. So these two of the best backhands in the game. Explosive power on both sides. The biggest quads, I would say. The most muscular legs on the World Tour. Again, it's number 2 in orange, Zhendong, versus number 4 in black. Now, Zhang Jike has battled some injuries over the last several years. Been playing in and out of bandages and whatnot. Dealing with back injuries, injections into the body in Germany. Zhang Jike is 28 years old, 4th seed in this tournament, and the number 2 player in the race to Doha, Qatar for the World Tour Grand Finals. And 9 years younger is Zhendong. They both play a very physical game, coming in for the backhand over the forehand side of the table, the banana flip. So this should be a really interesting battle here. They've both taken plenty of titles over the years. For Zhang Jike, he was the world champion in singles at his first attempt in 2011, and then 2 years later in 2013 as well. The Men's World Cup won in 2011, and in 2014, he took the Kuwait Open over Ma Long, who's been knocked out of the tournament after Xu Xin beat him in the semifinal earlier this morning. Zhang Jike having the best record against Ma Long of any player in the world. The Big Four on the Chinese national team, Zhang Jike seems to be the greatest threat to Ma Long. And even though Ma Long has a winning record, it comes down to the big titles and when Zhang Jike seems motivated. Some of the credits you can see here for the 28-year-old legend. Again, he would be the first male to ever win 2 Olympic gold medals in singles. Zhang Jike is physically fit as they come. You can see the quads right there. Zhendong on the other side, you'll see similar sized quads anyway. Zhendong taking many titles. 2 years in a row as the Swedish Open champion, 2014 and 2015. He also won Kuwait in 2014. In 2015, took the Polish Open as well. A Youth Olympic gold medalist in 2014. Now, Zhendong was 35-1 in the Chinese Super League in the last season, beating Ma Long 3 times in the Super League, but not yet on a world tour, not in a world tour event. He's come close, but hasn't been able to do it. So a little head-to-head story about Zhendong and Zhang Jike. They've played 4 times on the world tour, and they're split dead even, 2-2. Last time they played, it was Zhang Jike who won 4 games to 1 in the semifinals of the Kuwait Open earlier this year. Zhendong won the 2 before it. One of them was marked down as an injury in the China Open of 2013. It seems shocking that these two would only play that rarely on the World Tour, especially since any tournament the Big Four from China play. They're likely to face each other in the semifinals, some combination, whether it's Zhendong finding Xu Xin, which has happened many times, and has really turned around in favor of Zhendong, or if he faces Ma Long instead. But the winner here will not be facing Ma Long, but will be facing Xu Xin. And quite frankly, head-to-head, it seems like Zhendong has a better chance than Zhang Jike as far as recent play goes. But it's tough to say, and this match right here will be exciting either way. Again, this will be a great demonstration of how explosive backhands and yet compact strokes in on the body, combined with big forehands moving out wide on the wings. Zhang Jike's had some challenges here from the opening round. Kenta Matsudaira took 2 games off him. So it hasn't been as easy of a road as it might have been on the other side of the table. Inside out forehand, just an attempt to catch the ball from Fan Zhendong. Oh! That is unusual. I think he's fine. It's a nasty fall. Seemed like he slipped on the ground. Completely fooled by the down the line backhand. Do this one more time. Starts to turn the corner. Loses his footing completely. Ooh, that's going to be an awkward fall on the hip bone. The foot, you could see the right foot completely slipped out there. Hi-ya. He seems to be okay. Type of fall that can knock the wind out of somebody. Leave a bruise on the hip too, but he seems ready to play, not taking an injury timeout. It's interesting, I have seen more players and heard more players, even off screen, squeaking their shoes before points, making sure that they have the traction they need. Even as strong as that receive is, the banana flick with some side and top on it. Zhang Jike's there to counter. What a beautiful flip, like butter for Zhang Jike, just right over the table, warms it up and slices through. Watch this again. Well-placed serve, so calm and confident. The flick doesn't take much from Zhang Jike. Look how smooth that is. Still not a point dropped in this game. Outstanding point again. We've got Fan Zhendong releasing explosive power, and Zhang Jike brings it back without batting an eye. For these counters. Soft shot there, but still some side spin bending into the backhand to win the point. And finally a point from Fan Zhendong, and not for lack of quality shots. Big opening forehand there. Assertive backhand from over the table to get his second point. Now Fan Zhendong, quite a focused player, but Zhang Jike on the other side of the table doesn't seem to make much noise. Very focused and in the zone when he's playing. I only bring this up because we've started this game with Zhang Jike just looking so impressive right now. And every once in a while we see him holding his shoulder, stretching out his arm, but the last few tournaments he seemed to be in pretty good physical condition. Since Germany, haven't seen him holding himself too much. It's 4 points in a row for Fan Zhendong. Number was down 0-7. There it is again, out to the forehand side, the backhand. Now Zhang Jike, despite being a shake hands player, is having similar unpredictability as Wang Hao's backhand. When Wang Hao was at his prime. It's pretty rare that we see Fan Zhendong being fooled, stepping around. time a little bit softer on the surprise shot out to the forehand. Zhendong gets a strong opening to take the point. Power on the backhand side again down the line for Jike. Hanging on to his lead, making it back to 4 points. Goes for broke on the step around forehand, squatting to the ground, and the ball does not come back. It's a game point here. We've got 5 of them for Jike. Look at this commitment. Inside out forehand. A beautiful shot, difficult to keep down. How can you hit a ball that hard that barely comes off the back of the table? Game 1, Jike in outstanding form. 11-5 over Zhendong, and we'll be back for game 2 right after this short break. We're back for game 2. Zhendong down 0 games to 1 against Jike in black at the top of the screen. Even the step around forehand causing some trouble from off the table. Jike has a quite complete game, but his touch right now is really effective, and the power from the back of the table as well. As long as he's not backing off or a step or 2 behind, he's pretty tough to deal with for Zhendong. And not uniquely Zhendong. Of course, anybody in the world would have trouble against Jike playing in this form. Look at that serve. Reverse pendulum serve deep into the body. I mean, he's really running Zhendong around now. The fact that Zhendong could even get a shot off on that he didn't take a backhand and the ball didn't hit him in the chest was pretty crazy. Deceptive underspin in near the body on the pendulum serve. You can see how many serves here are going way out to the backhand side. Again, this is typical for right-hander versus right-hander, or any player, like lefty versus lefty as well, but serves to the length of the table. Soft touch left a little bit high, and Zhendong quick to get in and take the backhand for the winner. Oh, clever idea. Sees Zhendong coming in for the serve. Goes for the long one again. Reverse pendulum. Just overdoes it. Now, this is one of the signature receives of Zhendong, and he would have had to backtrack a lot to get that ball back on the table had it landed. There's all the wrist action. You can see how fast that ball's spinning. Once again, the heavy spin shot. Not necessarily about the pace, but the placement in the spin. From off balance, a backhand from down low, and Zhendong takes the points. Outstanding shot again from down low. We saw 2 serves in a row out to the forehand side of Zhendong. We saw 2 backhands in a row take the point. And in the rallies, you can also see how much the ball is coming into the backhand side of Zhendong. As strong as Zhendong's backhand is, it's still a little bit safer to open up the court for Jike to win a rally.
7-6.
Jike known for having an outstanding backhand. Both sides there across court. Good call for Zhendong, giving back the point, acknowledging a let's serve the point before this. You can see how low to the table this ball stays. Look at where it crosses the net. Super low, deep on the opponent's side of the table. A lot of work to come in for the short forehand side of the table, using the backhand as well, stepping around, and then getting all the way back to the deep backhand part of the table. Rare we see a serve receive come up that high for Zhendong. Fortunately for him, it was deep on the table, but still not enough to cause a threat. Heavy topspin serve, half long on the forehand side. Trouble again for Zhendong. Loaded with spin again. The backhand of Jike, arguably the best backhand in the world. quick escape. Zhang Jike turns things around. 11 points to 7 to take a 2-0 lead over Zhendong, and we'll be back for game 3 right after this short break. Back for game 3, Zhang Jike leading 2-0 over Zhendong. As close to the net as they stay on the topspin shot. Again, the long serve jamming up Zhendong. The secret there, Zhang Jike not changing anything about his delivery, so Zhendong can't really anticipate that it's coming. Look at this backhand exiting the side of the table, deadly. This is the type of shot that Ma Long's going to have to worry about. Zhang Jike and Ma Long face in the finals, as expected. So much spin, even from out on the forehand side. Not twice in a row. Can he make it twice in a row? Yes, but Zhendong is going to learn from the point before and be there waiting for it. Watch how quickly Zhendong covers. Counters it right back, hooking with side topspin. A vocal frustration there from Zhang Jike. It's probably the most taxing upper body move we've seen from Zhang Jike so far. Watch him get his upper body out of the way, had to get low there. Now, as far as back injuries, the disc issue, the spine for Zhang Jike that he was facing earlier on this year in Germany, even last year as well, from shoulder to back. I think a lot of that has to do with how demanding of a shot it is to receive the ball on the forehand side with the modern banana flip receive. So we haven't seen it quite as much out of Zhang Jike receiving with the forehand, but again, a very confident soft touch on that side. I feel like it's a question of timing for Zhendong. When is it that he's going to step up, become world #1? But at the same time, the motivation of Zhang Jike when he's got a big prize hanging in front of him like the Rio Olympic Games, he seems to really turn on the motivation. From the start of this year, at the Kuwait Open, and out here today, Zhang Jike looks like a different player than we've seen in a few years. Excellent touch on the flip inside out with the forehand, deep to the backhand corner. He really extends himself well, keeping his balance. Gets the right foot in, hand out over the table. Serve comes a little bit too long, gets away from Zhang Jike, and Fan Zhendong exploits the opportunity for the point. Not by a lot. That ball's only going to come off the table maybe by a few inches, but it's enough for Fan Zhendong to take it early while it's still over the table, get a good full swing. Confident backhand receive from in on the forehand and right back into the backhand game. This is where all the weightlifting, stretching, agility, and strength training comes into play to be able to get back for that second shot. Huge forehand counter. Commits early, sees the ball coming into the forehand. Fan Zhendong's going to have to do something to surprise Zhang Jike. Take some bigger risks, play on the body a little bit more. Hit some inside-out forehands, a little bit of side spin to mix it up. There's no question about where the serve is most likely to come here, as shown on the screen. Again, supporting the reasoning for serving to the length of the table, to the diagonal. Excellent touch from Fan Zhendong, keeps it low, short on the table. Taking away the easy flip for Zhang Jike. Excellent follow-up attack, the opening shot. Forehand following it from Fan Zhendong. Could be a turning point in the match here. Zhang Jike really needs to make sure he takes this game for security. Excellent shot from down low right at the back of the table. This reminds me of the Simone Gauzy shots that took game one against Fan Zhendong. Waiting patiently to spin the ball up as it comes off. Soft touch again, a little bit off the top of the net, but good hands. And we saw yesterday in the viral video shot, the roller under the net, that Fan Zhendong definitely has touch. While he's known for his explosive power, he's got quite a complete game. Ball just barely gets away. Zhang Jike stopping the streak for Fan Zhendong. Watch the placement. Yeah, and that's a tough ball to miss for Fan Zhendong. Gets his swing, has the opportunity. Whoa, where did that come from? Right down the line, and Fan Zhendong smacking it back. Ripping and hooking with side spin. Watch this one more time. Cross-court shot, not a lot of time to prepare. Barely any backswing. Let's see it from this angle. Just explodes through that ball. Fan Zhendong's got it all. Not much stopping him, just a few things between him and world number one. And only one player. Zhang Jike going for broke on that shot. Long serve, sees the opportunity, throws caution to the wind, but it's game point for Fan Zhendong. Flip makes it, but well anticipated. Fan Zhendong counters back and brings the game into the match. Gets one on the board. It's a 1-2 match, and we'll be back for game 4 right after this. And as we come back for game 4, Zhendong has his first game now, still trailing 1-2 against Jike. Little conversation here about the possibility of if Zhendong was hesitant after his slip early on in game 1. Sometimes an injury like that or a movement like that can definitely alter someone's thinking, cause some hesitation. And speaking of which, just to make sure there's no wet mark on the floor, traction to its fullest. Little sweep, the swizzle on the court. The shot at 9-9 that Jike went for with the backhand, a bit peculiar, especially considering how aggressive his normal backhand is when it's spinning, which is almost always. And you can hear the grunts, Zhendong working for every shot now. Left a little bit high, but no problem. Zhendong right there to counter it back. He's going to force Jike to get a little less predictable with the placement of his shots as well. Once again, the serve creeping just too long. Patient Zhendong getting the opening attack. First point this game for Jike, staying steady in the block. Bit of a counter there off the backhand receive. And a similar deal. Jike waiting patiently to spin the first ball. Zhendong smothering it back. Watch how closed he stays on this block. Redirects it wide. Clear top of the table. Oh, net for net. Some touch play from Jike as he watches that ball come over. Again, not easy to know how much spin is still on the ball after it clips the top of the net. And a lot of pressure to keep it low in the recovery shot. Both of these players playing so low to the net every shot. Starting with the serve. Look at this again, punished. Spinning with the forehand from the middle, and Zhendong playing it wider right off the bounce. Barely back from the table, a short stroke, just quickly pulls up to the head, using his opponent's spin and pace quite wisely. Explosive power, but the control factor isn't there. A lot of spin coming in from Jike. Suddenly tied back up at 5 points each. Few points so far. We've seen this combination in for the backhand over the table, but trouble with the timing on the second backhand from behind. Again, it is a very difficult task to recalibrate after coming all the way in and across for that ball. Oh, top edge. Outstanding rally, and in that, Zhendong is covering the ball quite well, blocking, waiting for his turn to get the attack. And it might have been trouble if Zhendong can reach that ball. He's got the whole forehand side of the table open. You can see Jike quickly trying to come back as he steps around, leaving open the table. That's one place where the ball's not going to come back. Change of pace initiated by Zhendong with the softer opening. Jike has been very adaptable to the change of pace play. One thing that I would say between the two games, Jike is definitely better at in general, the versatility factor. As demonstrated by that block from the middle of the body where he was jumping, but still Zhendong hangs in there. That's the ball. Still a very quality shot, keeps it low, deep on the table. Outstanding angle. Zhendong off the side with the backhand. Now just a 1-point game. Zhendong on the receive here, a point away from tying it up. Again, the ball comes a little too long, and Zhendong getting very unpredictable, playing at wide angles until the moment he contacts the ball. His shoulders look like he might go cross court to the backhand. Now here he is, a tie game. Again, a very pivotal moment here. Takes a lot of energy to get that low on a shot, come back up and be ready to move. Jike takes advantage of this timing. Plays it out to the open forehand. The touch master is back, floats it back up short to the forehand side after some explosive shots get returned. Outstanding point. See the power once again. Two huge shots here from Zhendong from down below the table. Gives a little bit of side backspin on it, so the ball bites the table, barely comes off. When the contact is made below the table, it's very difficult for the opponent to see, which is where the snake comes from. Unpredictable bouncing side spin. Strong backhand, and Zhendong has earned himself a game point. Chance to tie it up for the match. And he does, 11 points to 9, sneaks it back. We're tied up at 2 games apiece once again. Match is going to be interesting. We'll see if it goes the long run all 7, but game 5 just after this. Stay here. And we're back for game 5. It's tied up at 2 games each. That's where Peach comes from. Each and 2 games apiece combined. Floors have been swiped and clean. Change of pace, softer shot from Zhang Jike. Leaves the ball out in front of Zhendong. Ball doesn't come quite into the Zhendong sweet spot. Power on the forehand, full force in for Zhendong. Now Zhendong before this today has only lost 1 game, and it was to Simone Gauzy yesterday. You can see why with some of these full stroke shots and all-out aggression. On several occasions we've seen that leaping forehand from Zhendong. Just give him a moment, that's all he needs to load up. When he's able to tuck back from off the table and take that backhand, it's very difficult to keep on. Side spin and underspin as he swipes under the ball. Creative receive from Zhendong. While he's not known for his creativity, we've seen some of the more creative shots, some very impressive shots from Zhendong over the last several years, including one yesterday. It's definitely a last resort. And the serves again deep into the backhand. Both players, similar strategy. So Zhendong beating Benjamin Brosier from France in the opening round, then Gustavo Tsuboy, and yesterday Simone Gauzy before being here to play Zhang Jike. Outstanding point, recovering the net ball. Keeping it in play, putting some side spin and underspin. See if we get to see that shot. I guess maybe not so much underspin with the side spin, but at least sacrificing a lot of the top spin and then getting back into the aggressive game. Going aggressive down the line, continuing the confidence streak, but just missing. Second point for Zhang Jike. Zhendong had only dropped 1 game. Zhang Jike had dropped 5 games before being here today. Lost 2 games to Kenta Matsudaira in his victory. Then beat Lin Gaoyuan 4 games to 1, and yesterday beat Samsonov 4 games to 2 in a match that could have gone either way depending on that one high deuce game.
7-3.
An odd combination there. Zhang Jike playing a little soft. Looking for the opportunity to get the powerful forehand in, covering the middle with the backhand. And as solid as the blocking game is from Zhang Jike, playing patiently instead of going for the more, I'd say, very aggressive shots, being ambitious a bit more. Zhendong's just too powerful right now. Tightened up his serves. Even from a step behind the table, Zhendong has been winning points, looping down Zhang Jike. There it is, the power of Jike bringing it back with some heat on it. I think that's a smart change from Jike. Again, a little bit more passive in the blocking game. Zhendong getting the aggression on. Heavy topspin with the opener, and now 5 game points. That's it, a 3-2 lead from down 0-2. It's 3 straight games for the 19-year-old Zhendong. We'll be back for game 6. It could be the last of the match. Stay here to find out game 6 after this. Back for game 6, world rank number 2, Zhendong leading 3-2 now with the serve over Jike. And as much action as that backhand had from Jike, Zhendong follows it like a laser and brings it right back deep to the backhand corner. Covering the middle too, that was a squatting shot. Some versatility and agility from Zhendong. Just unbelievable how quick Zhendong gets to this ball. It's wide, he's off the table, which means he's got more ground to cover. But the leapfrog leg strength of Zhendong is getting him to everything right now. Reaction time on the block. Jike's trying everything. Trying to play the middle, trying to play wide, opening aggressive. Chop block is trouble. Left up a little bit high. But still, it's very difficult to read how much side spin is on it, what exactly the spin is. Looks like almost straight side spin by the time it gets to Jike.
1-5.
It's the first point for the Olympic gold medalist of 2012. And while 4 years can be a long time when you're playing for the Chinese national team, remember, Jike is fighting to defend that title coming up in Rio. And the way he started this match, he looked like he might well be on his way there, especially considering Ma Long looked a little bit shaky in the semifinals. Rare to see an opponent get Ma Long into a shaky zone.
6-2.
Haven't seen a timeout yet. Zhendong keeps running with the lead. And no matter how hard Jike hits that opening backhand, Zhendong is up to the task, stays closed, punches it back. Beautiful flip, wide angle from Jike to get his 3rd point this game. It's not a bad receive. Jike quick to follow where the ball is moving, get in for it. So much kick. That ball just racing out at the body of Jike. This time Jike got 2 solid shots in that rally, but the finishing power comes from the thunderous Zhendong. Finally a missed backhand. A lot of work again, but Zhendong early in the point, loading the ball with spin from the back of the table. Best point we've seen in some time. Again, full running around, we've got 6 match points for Zhendong. The first one is saved by Jike. Remember, Zhendong was down 0-2, losing 11-5 and 11-7 the first 2 games. It's a few in a row now, backhands that have gone out for Zhendong. 2 match points saved from Jike. Again, the match point is the toughest point in the match. Crossing the finish line takes real focus. Oh, clever play out to the forehand side. The chop block was returned this time. And the chop block was an even better quality than before from Zhendong. The racing backhand kicks out into the body. Jike just turns to cover. We've got a timeout for Zhendong. I think that's a very wise decision. 3 match points saved in a row. Whatever Zhendong can do to break the rhythm of his opponent, come up with a little bit of a plan, something to change the pattern of the last 3 points. That was the chop block, so low. Just amazing how quickly these shots happen. In the next shot, Zhendong will take a full stroke, and at the end of it, stop, recover, and it's like at the same time he's already moving for the next ball. Zhendong with a second serve, coming right out of the timeout. And there it is, the spinny backhand. Zhendong moves on to the men's singles final, and he will be playing Shushin. Look at this performance. Gives back the same scores he faced losing the first 2 games. And as strong as Jike looked in the first 2 games, Zhendong stopped that quickly starting game 3, and there was no turning back. We've got one more semifinal match coming up. It's going to be the women. It'll be Cheng Yiqing of Chinese Taipei versus Ding Ning, the Queen of Hearts from China, just after this short break.